Today is going to be a super fun eyeshadow day. I am going to use these darker colors, some sparkle and some white shimmer for the inner corner. And then I'm going to use this color called Lullaby. It's like a mauvey purple color for the actual base of my eyeshadow colors. I am going to a Halloween party, like a get together, and we don't really dress up for Halloween or anything, but the closest I'm going to get to dressing up is I'm going to wear a dirt biking shirt. My son has a little jersey too, so we can do a mom and son thing. And so I, of course, have my sparkly fun earrings, and we're just going to make it super fun and simple. I am going to start with my 3D foundation, and how I like to start is I just do little pounces in my color. I apply it to my face just so I can see how much product I'm actually working with. So you can kind of see how I get it everywhere, and then I start working it into the skin. And you'll see how it just really evens out that skin tone so nicely. I personally like a lighter to medium coverage, more on the light side than medium coverage, but you can practice, you can make it buildable, and you can kind of learn what you like. So the face coverage is on. Now I'm going to go in, and you can see where I naturally have those shadows. I'm going to create my contour. We're going to create some depth in those cheekbones. You can see how that just kind of chisels it out there. And then on the forehead. So our faces, we are three-dimensional. So when you're just putting one color over your entire face versus adding, your contour, your blush for some cheek color back, it really takes away from the beauty of our face and its structure. So what I love about this 3D foundation is it builds that back in. All right. I typically always start with using my lip plumper. I forgot to put that on. This is my favorite lip plumper. It adds so much silky moisture to your lips. But along with that, you're going to get redness, a little bit of fullness. So the redness, because it's rushing the blood with all the tingles. I actually really like the feeling, but you could see how muted and neutral my lips actually were before I put it on, and watch the beautiful flushness that comes to them over the course of this video. So applying my nose contour, this and lip contour is absolutely optional. You can contour where you prefer. I just like to really enhance those features and give myself a little bit more of that pouty lip for more fullness. Then what I do is I put a little bit of my highlight color down the bridge of my nose so you can see the contour and the highlight, and then I just soften that out. And this is the brush that I've been using for the highlight color over my face at the beginning, and I haven't added any new product. But by doing this, you keep the dimension of the contour that you put on, but you just brighten down the center and keep that extra structure. Blush. I'm going to use this really pretty pink color, since I am doing like cooler and dark and sparkly. So add some brightness here. And blush, of course, you can wear your blush however you prefer. I typically prefer more of a brighter, like more pow to my blush. I put it on so you can see it. I naturally have some really good flush to my cheeks, but I really do want to see my blush. And now some people might want a much lighter application of blush. Of course, you can apply however you like. And the cool part is, since it is cream, if you get a little too much on, you can soften it out. It's not like a powder where you kind of have to start over. So this is Illuminator. This has some shimmer, like a candlelit glow. I like to put it on the high point of my cheek, my Cupid's bow, and I actually do a little extra here, and I give my forehead just a little shimmer, going with that contour brush and just kind of blend that out. Just added dimension. While I'm working on my face here, I'm just gonna fill in my brows quick, and then we will set the creams with a light setting powder. If you like setting spray, you can absolutely use a setting spray. If you like more of a matte finish, you can use your favorite setting powder. We do have setting powders for the compacts, but you can see, well, I pulled out this color so I can show you my eyeshadow, but I'm just having so much fun with eyeshadows that I don't have room for my setting powder, so I'm using my other powder over here. All right, and look at all the beautiful color coming to my lips. This is one of my favorite standalone products, that basically something that's not in my compact. Everything else is, pretty much everything else is in my compact. But I like how with this powder for my skin, it slightly mattifies. However, as the day goes on, I don't look like I have a powder, you know, cakey set look. It actually looks super beautiful and dewy, but in a good way and not an oily way. So this is one of my favorites. All right, let's move into our eyes. Always start with your favorite eye primer, eyeshadow primer, or however you like to prime your eyes. You're gonna find with makeup, it's truly what works for you. I'm gonna share how I love to use my products and what I like to use. But of course, if you have something that's your favorite, by all means, go ahead and use that. You can even use your highlight color as a primer on your eye and then set it with a powder before you actually go in with your eyeshadow. A lot of people do that. However, I have tried it and my eyes still crease, so that's why I stick with my tried and true colors. All right, we're gonna go in with our fluffy brush. I have two brushes. One is for lighter colors. You can see it's not like stained with a bunch of color. And then one is for my darker colors. So I'm gonna take the color called Lullaby. I'm gonna just kind of pat it in there. I'm not gonna pat the product off because I want it on my eye. And I'm gonna slowly pat it all over my eye. And then work my way into circular and rainbow motions. And you can see how I open my eye and I'm getting some of that color up on that brow bone. I have a large space between my eyebrow and my actual crease. So you want that color to go higher up. That way, look at how it opens the eye, the difference in color there. Okay. Go to the other side. So I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. That way, when you see somebody using 4 colors, you do not have to worry because we don't need to make it difficult. All right, so we got our base color on. Now I'm going to go in with this darker color. This, I'm going to use it actually to line kind of like the outer V winged look. And then I just tapped. I just tapped my skin. But because I have my cream makeup, look at that. We can just correct it. I'm gonna go back in and give myself a little bit of coverage there again. Okay. So what I'm doing here is I am making sure that if I have any fallout of this darker color, that it is going to land on the brush versus my skin where my makeup is already. I'm just kind of going, you know, out through that outer and halfway in. I'm going to get, and then dust off, of course, in case there was fallout before you go and touch your other side. This is just a funny angle. I'm so used to being able to like pull my eye when I'm not recording. You know, you kind of just give yourself a little light lift there. All right. Now we're going to use the sparkly color. Actually, I'll do the sparkles last. Let's do sparkles last. So this is forever my always brow bone color. This is called Drift. I use this as my inner corner color too. But this is your must. Like, it has to be in every palette because it just connects your eyeshadows without too much shimmer, but it completes the look there. Now for my inner corner, I am going to go into this color called Unicorn. It is like a true white eyeshadow. It is so rare to find a shadow that actually is so bright. But we want that brightness and then the dark. Can we say blooper for this video? Oh goodness. Okay, well, this is going to be a training moment now because now I'm going to dust this off. If any will dust off because I had clearly some powder. Usually I'm not holding these, they're in the container, so I had some hidden powder on me. But I am going to show you how simple it will be to fix this. This is the best part about cream. Now, if that was a liquid, I think some people might would have just dropped. But because it's cream, we're just gonna go in. We're going to retap. I'll even put a little bit more up here since I had that other color there. All right. Then now we're gonna fix the blush just a little bit more. And all I have to do is put my, you know what, why don't I, that darker color. It's probably something for a video. Maybe I shouldn't video darker colors. Just kidding. Clearly when I'm like farther away from my mirror than right up to it, I struggle a little bit more with the dark colors, but that's okay. This is real life, everybody. Okay, let's reapply some illuminator, get that glow again on that upper cheekbone. I'm gonna go in with my blush. All right, feeling better about that. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to use the glitter part of the eyeshadow. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your eyeshadow primer. You're just going to get a little bit on your finger, and then you are going to lightly dab that on the center of your lid. You will get a little bit of transfer because you're touching those rich eyeshadow colors. That's okay. Just a little bit, and we're going to go to the other side. Okay. Now, using an opposite finger, we are going to pat on sparkle. So fun and so pretty. I might even do just a little bit of sparkle under the eye for a little more oomph and glow there. All right. How fun is that? I love it. All right, let's go in with, the only one thing about the glitter is you will get little glitters on your face. So hopefully that is something that doesn't drive you completely crazy, but you probably will get a little bit of fallout, but most of it does stay on your eye.